Feels like it was just the other day where I was telling you about these man-made disasters, from the BP oil spill to the Fukushima disaster to the recent oil well thing in California to the, was it Illinois, where the underground fire's burning and it's yards away from radioactive waste that was buried in the 50s or something. You're like, what the hell's going on here? What planet am I living on? And then almost monthly, there's a new disaster to worry about. Not a small one, not like a little small spill of something or just whatever. Something considerable. So let me add to the next disaster, of a mile-long list of disasters that are currently actively devastating the Earth. Indian Point Power Plant's radioactive leak is getting worse. New York Daily News. This was posted a couple days ago. Indian Point Nuclear Power Plant has been called on by environmental groups to shut down while officials investigate the source of its latest leak. The amount of radioactive tritium leaking from the Indian Point Nuclear Power Plant is growing, officials said Wednesday, prompting Governor Cuomo to launch a multi-agency probe into operations at the troubled plant. New samples from groundwater monitoring wells show 80% higher concentrations of tritium compared with when the leak was first reported just on Saturday. Cuomo had already ordered the state health and environmental conservation commissioners to investigate the incident. But on Wednesday, he ordered a more sweeping investigation, so this is actually a week ago, that includes the Department of Public Service. Environmental group wants Indian Point power plant shut down. In addition, investigators from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission are scheduled to visit the plant on Thursday to look into the incident. Entergy, the company that runs the plant, insisted there is no threat to public health or safety. Just like there's no threat to public health or safety in, was it Michigan? Lead out of control in the water, in people's bloods now. It's in their blood because it's so strong. So much of it was in the water. They drink the water, and then hey, you are what you eat and drink. And you know what's good, that's fantastic about that case? The freaking governor, knew about it for over a year. Didn't cause any alarm. Don't worry about it. Almost like it's a non-issue. Lead poisoning, non-issue. Don't sweat it. And they knew about it. This one just came up. And is honestly just as bad, of course, if not worse, when you're talking about radiation. Entergy, the company that runs the plant, insisted there's no threat to public health or safety. Quote, last week, the company reported alarming levels of radioactivity at 3 monitoring wells, with one well's radioactivity increasing nearly 65,000%, Cuomo said. The trends of unexpected outages and environmental incidents like these are extremely disconcerting. Officials believe the leak occurred after a drain overflowed during a maintenance exercise while workers were transferring water containing high levels of radioactive contamination. Question? Why is any water containing any amount of radioactive contamination? Notice how they were transferring water containing high levels of radioactive contamination. What does that mean? Simple common sense. If anything is contaminated, it means something is in there that does not belong in there and should not have ever been in there. So we have water that was highly radioactive, contaminated. Question 1, why was that water contaminated? And by the way, what water are we talking about? Is this underground water? Is this drinking water of some sort? Is this public water? What water are we speaking of? These values remain less than 0.1% of federal reporting guidelines, the company said in a statement, adding the higher levels are fluctuations that can be expected as the material migrates, material migrates. Oh, you mean like birds do in the winter? Yeah. Yes, Jay Snip, that's correct. But environmentalists who have called for the plant to shut down during the probe said there have been too many leaks and other problems at that plant over the years. Quote, the news just keeps getting worse, said Paul Galley, president of the watchdog group Riverkeeper. Our concerns go beyond the spike in tritium levels. This is about a disturbing recurrence of serious malfunctions, 7 or 8 over the last 8 months, he says. Entergy spokesman Jerry Nappy said the contaminated water was not going into the nearby Hudson River or sources of drinking water until it's found there. Or, again, they already know it, because what happens if that man, let's just assume it is going into groundwater and or drinking water sources. Do you think there's a chance in hell that anybody from Entergy is going to come out here and say, yes, we've absolutely screwed up this plant dozens of times now, 7 or 8 major problems in the last few months, 7 or 8 months actually. And by the way, we're poisoning your water supply on accident. It's non-issues, don't worry about it. How many people would be affected by that water? Millions upon millions upon millions. It's just like the banks when they had to pay their $20 billion settlement fee to the government. We promise, hand on a pretend Bible, we promise we will not do robo-signing and make up paperwork in order to bring these foreclosure cases against poor homeowners of the U.S. And here's our $20 billion fee we have to pay for doing that before. But we promise we won't do it again. And as soon as I saw that, I did a video instantly. Guys, they have no choice but to continue doing that. Because if they don't, they can't foreclose on almost anybody. Maybe 1 out of 10 people they can actually foreclose on legally. So, considering these are the big banks, they're going to continue committing fraud like you've never seen before, because that's the only way that they can do what they're doing, which is getting these houses back illegally. They have to create paperwork, fake signatures, you name it. And that's exactly what happened. So it is in the bank's best interest to lie to your face. We even paid a fine. We promise we won't do this again. My colleagues of all these big banks are with me. And we will get our act together. And then instantly, bang, immediately, robo-signing, fake signature. So do you think if they did that then, you're now talking about radioactive water. Radioactive, radioactive. Oh. I mean, perfect timing for that song to come out right about now. A couple years early. Webbot talked about this stuff. Radioactive water, poisoning, water, contamination and stuff. It's just, we moved into this house. Again, we're renting. I told you that a month ago we moved in here. Old house, we had a reverse osmosis water filter, 3-stage filter. The center one is the membrane in that particular filter we had at that house. And the membrane is the super, super, super fine filter that filters most everything out of the water. Not everything, most everything. This filter we got was only, again, like $229 on Amazon, I believe. And it's a 5-stage filter. So it's actually got 4 stages. And then a 5th one is actually a mineral filter that actually remineralizes the water. So I said, all right, I'm going to run this and get a T-splitter in there so that the refrigerator, which produces water and ice, will not get the remineralized water. It'll just be pure reverse osmosis water. But the one under the sink, or on the top of the sink, will have that water. So you can get good ice, reverse osmosis ice, out of the refrigerator, but remineralized water out of the sink. I just felt like, just so I have two sources for whatever reason, I could have put them both on the remineralization thing, but I just felt like I want to do that. All I can tell you is you are allowing very well-known liars, government, politicians, the club, etc., to tell you everything's fine, because that's what they always do. That's what they've done in the past. That's what they will continue to do. You can't trust a damn word out of their mouths. This guy, again, it was at Michigan, I think, with the lead in the water. Governor, I guess, knew about, or I don't know if it was the mayor or the governor. I think it was the governor. Whatever. Knew about this for a year straight. Big amount of lead in the water. And now it's showing up in blood results, blood tests in the population. That moron didn't even think about sounding the alarm then. Let's let it go on for a year, see if we can figure something out. Trust me, these people aren't concerned about you one bit. And I would love to ask that man, hey, by the way, do you have any kind of sophisticated water filtration system at your house? Well, yes, I do. What kind do you have? I've got a reverse osmosis system, 5-stage system. This guy named Jason Ford advised us to get on the internet. No. But you can be rest assured, if anybody in any position of power knows about these things, they're going to take care of their family while telling you at the same damn time, everything's fine, don't sweat it. Remember the BP oil leak? Everything's fine. It's not spewing out that much oil. And it was magnitudes higher of amount of oil. It was so bad, they had to videotape down there because we all wanted live action. We wanted to know what's happening down there. And then they just replayed the feed over and over until people saw the same little fish swim by. And hey, wait a minute, that already happened. Hey, wait a minute. Oh my God, they're replaying the feed. Oh, okay, you caught us. We won't do it again. We'll go really, really live this time. And we all sat back and accepted it. I mean, what could we do? We're going to go down there ourselves? You are constantly lied to. So I'm going to tell you, I am now adding a must-have item of all the things I've ever told you that you should have. The main two, which I'll go cover 3 actually I've talked about. Food storage. No, that doesn't mean going buying boxes of cereal and normal food, just extra. No. Food that can store a while in a cabinet. So canned goods is good, but even better is dehydrated or freeze-dried foods that can last years. You just add water, etc. Precious metals. You know I can't leave that out. Must have. Third one, every red-blooded American should have a firearm or 2 or 3 in their house for personal protection. And now the new one, number 4, a sophisticated water filtration system, because you can't trust a damn thing out of your government's mouth. Because, again, they have a massive track record of lies. And do you have some kind of sophisticated water testing equipment at your house? Do you periodically take a water sample and then ship it off to some laboratory to say, tell me what's in this water? I don't. I never have. And I can see it now, 1 or 2 comments. Oh, I've actually done that. And you know what? Thumbs up from Jason F4 to you. But let's face it, nobody else has. You're the 0.00001% who did. And even then, it was only during the sample period of you running that water that they tested. What if something happened somewhere in the system you weren't made aware of? What if some moron, you live upstream and you get your water naturally and it comes down the stream and it goes into the groundwater? Some moron upstream is dumping barrels of crap. Are you going to know about that? No. Fourth and final thing you need is a reverse osmosis water filtration system. There are actually step-by-step. You can install it yourself if you're not that capable. Call a plumber or call your local water conditioning company. They'll probably have a unit they could bring you. However, I don't know if you're going to get one for $229 like the one I'm talking about. Just out of curiosity, let me go to Amazon real fast. Because I think it was Amazon. It's either Amazon or eBay when I got this, but I think it was Amazon. Hang on. Just make sure. Because it could have been eBay. I don't know, it was Amazon. I'm going to tell you the name right now. And here's a specific model number. It's made by APEC Water Systems, APEC. And it's called a Rose PH75. And that is not spelled how you think. Rose is ROES PH75. And it says it has 131 customer reviews. While my sorry butt's on here, I think I should have done this video. I'm going to go ahead and give it another 5-star review myself. 5 stars, 131 reviews. 5 stars, Amazon. 114 answered questions. Holy crap. 4 stages plus a 5th one. And it says it's got the pH alkaline calcium mineral filter added to it. And I know there's been a big thing recently about like making your water more alkaline. You know, as far as the pH level, you've got alkaline, and then where it's acidic, and in the middle, you know, or actually a little above the middle, like 6.1, somewhere around there, is like perfectly balanced. But alkaline's a little bit higher number. That's what this is, I believe. So I've been drinking it for at least a week or so now, and it's been great. It tastes fantastic. I'm not giving them a plug because I don't have anything to do with them. I don't sell their product, but I am certainly using it, and I am very happy with it. So that's my 4th and final recommendation. Take care.